My name is Kim Kann, and I, 25 years ago, give or take, bought a farm of about 20 acres in Conestoga, hoping that I could raise my boys there and perhaps pass it down to one or several of them in the future. Of 2014, we got notice that there was plans to build a large pipeline through Lancaster County, something that nobody was really familiar with at that point. So some local community members did some investigation and brought some information to the community that no one else had brought to us. We learned that the pipeline was to be enormous, 42 inches in diameter, that it was to carry natural gas from the Marcellus shale fields of northern Pennsylvania to a number of spots, but predominantly the path seemed to go to export facilities, east to Cove Point, Maryland, and south to Sabine Pass in Louisiana. The original route through Lancaster County went through a number of pieces of ground that were precious to Lancaster County residents, preserved by the Lancaster County Conservancy, supposedly for perpetuity. And the route went directly through some of the most pristine spots. And after some public outcry, there was a route change made. And at that point, it went through my property. I continued to learn more about the project, continued to learn that it was not nearly as inherently safe as the corporation wanted us to believe, that they had a multitude of disastrous and near disastrous accidents in the recent history of transporting gas through these big major pipelines. That the gas would be not odorized, meaning if there was a leak, we'd never know it. The community has been battered by this. The pipeline company intends to come through regardless of how the citizens of Pennsylvania feel about this. If you check the FERC website, the overwhelming majority of comments on there are in opposition to the pipeline. We have consulted and brought into our community to speak a pipeline feasibility expert who has been able to analyze numbers and project plans and show that this is a for-export pipeline. The majority of the gas flowing through this is intended to go to overseas markets to make money for Williams Corporation shareholders. Ultimately, it is a massive redistribution of wealth. It is an attempt to take my assets from me and assets from other rightful owners in Pennsylvania and use what's taken for us to make money that will be distributed to shareholders of Williams Corporation or Energy Transfer Partners. And that's not acceptable. And the community has vowed to fight every way, from every angle, that we can possibly figure out how to fight to convince investors this isn't a good investment because we don't intend to let it go through, and to challenge any legal permission that the pipeline might have to come through. At this point, we're waiting for what we expect will be a rubber stamp approval from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, and then we will need to deploy the legal and on-the-ground planning that we've been doing for years to do our best to make sure that doesn't happen.